Hey Aquarius, welcome to your May 2019 reading. I do apologize for the reading to be late. You and Aquarius usually get the brunt of that because you're at the end of the zodiac wheel. So I do apologize for that. Okay, so Aquarius, what I was picking up for you was, well, I was seeing the Titanic sinking. Okay, like the bow of the boat up in the air and the rest of it in the water, you know, like in the images that the popular images from the Titanic. That's the image that I saw. And I heard the ship is sinking. And I also saw a person reaching out, trying to pull their way out of quicksand. So to me, it feels like Aquarius are sinking in the quicksand and having a difficult time pulling themselves out of this. Whatever happened, you're having a hard time pulling yourself out of this. But only few people get to see the emotional side of you because the rest of the world is seeing this other person. It's like you put on the costume like the world is a dress rehearsal or the world is your stage, and you cannot appear to be bothered or moved or anything by the public. But people who know you, they're seeing this side of you, but you hide it well around people you don't trust. So to me, the message that I got was you're still standing strong in the face of the public, or in public, not privately. Okay. And so with that, Spirit asked the question, who gets to see the real you? And I feel like for some Aquarius at this point, because so many things have happened being caused by other people or even by yourself, there's a million and one thoughts that go on in your head. And that I feel like even you question who the real you is. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on right now. And because of that, there's this sense of feeling really small in a really big world. You know, I see this little mouse weaving in and out of people's feet. You know, all these big people just moving fast day-to-day life, and you're just weaving in and out of them, you know, and trying not to get stepped on, you know. And so I also heard Coming Out of the Dark. I heard the song from Gloria Estefan. So I really feel like this energy is going to move pretty soon because I'm hearing it. So I feel like by the end of May, beginning of June, you may be feeling a bit differently than you are right now. So just sit tight. But I also heard a separate message from that. When the cat's away, the mice will play. So watch your surroundings, okay? Because it's either watch your surroundings or watch your actions. Because I really feel like, especially with Saturn coming up, that's going to be going retrograde. If you're going to do anything that's not honest or dishonest or anything like that, you will get caught. You're not going to get away with it. And vice versa with somebody doing that to you. They will not get away with it. It's going to be revealed, okay? Saturn is the truth seeker, truth teller. He's the one that, you know, the daddy that's been gone for months and comes home and regulates stuff. You know, he's the regulator. So, you know, if there's anything that you've been doing when Saturn goes retrograde, you know, it's gonna not be good. All right, so that's what I was picking up for you. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Aquarius. This is feeling a little bit uncomfortable for me because I tend to pick up the energy of the sign that I'm reading for. And as always, this is the disclaimer. If it does not resonate with you, it is not meant for you. These are not personal readings. I get cussed out all the time in my comment sections from people that just get offended because, you know, just the other day in my Gemini reading, they said, you're wrong about that. That's backwards. Again, if it's not happening to you, then it's coming from you and vice versa, you know? So, again, Aquarius, you're really intelligent, so I know you'll get it. So, all All right, so, and if it doesn't make any sense, check your moon and your rising sign, because some months your sun sign will not resonate at all. It really depends on how the planets are placed in your chart, okay? So, and that's on a day-to-day basis, and that's a fact. So, like right now, I'm a Libra, and Libra's not making any sense to me. None of the Libra readings are making sense to me. And I have to say that even the moon and the rising signs are not making any sense to me. But what is my midheaven. It's where my Venus is. That's the one that's making sense to me right now. Believe it or not, it's where Venus is. So Leo readings are making sense to me. And that's not even usually the case. So that's just an example. But anyway, I'm not going to keep babbling on. I'm going to point the camera down and get into the cards. Aquarius. You see how I did a whole lot of explaining in the intro? I feel like you're not interested in that. You're the only sign I did that with. That's interesting. But you're not interested in having to explain yourself to people. Very few. Only if necessary. Like, it has to be necessary. Other than that, you ain't gonna do it. You don't feel like you owe anybody an explanation. And you've got so much on your plate right now, just the idea of it is exhausting, so you're not gonna do it. Alright. Okay, one more time, and then I'll start to shuffle. May 2019, Aquarius, the world. Eight of Wands. Page of Swords. Strength. Oh. Death. Tower, Temperance. Dang, Aquarius. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Pentacles. Alright. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, Aquarius, we have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Wands. This is your stability. This is an ending to that. And you know, the main energy that was grounding this reading is the death. You know, the end to something, the end to a structure, the structure in your life, what you felt comfortable with. That's ending. That's changing somehow. Now, somebody in your life, or you, has been rather immature, or there's information coming in an immature way, or information coming in about a child. Let me look at this a little bit further there, Aquarius, because this has so many meanings with the Page of Swords, okay? But you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 majors on this board. And that's major, okay? Especially with, this is only a 9-card spread. Alright, so let's start with the Death card here. What's in the center of the reading? This is something ending so something new can begin, okay? This is a transformation. A forced transformation, and I will say it's a forced transformation because we have the Tower right here. This is the universe coming in and striking that tower, saying no, 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 things cannot go on like this. Things can't go this way, and since you're not going to be the one to actually make the changes, we're going to force you into that. But you know, some of you may have had to move with this Eight of Wands here. And an old cycle came to an end. We've got the we got the World, Strength, and Temperance. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, or you have Sagittarius somewhere in your chart. I'm trying to find the best angle to come at this reading. And I think I'm going to use clarifiers. I feel like I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and using lifelines here. That's what it feels like. Okay, so I'm going to clarify the Page of Swords. Why did the Page of Swords show up? Okay, let me see. Wow, Aquarius, I never get stuck like this. Is this what's going on with you? Alright, so what came to an end? Something you were working on. Your stability. It could have been a place of residence. Somewhere, whether you were working here or living here. But wherever it was that you felt stable, where you were trying to build, it feels like that came to an end. And you had to move. Or there was communication about it. Maybe, oh, the communication is pretty harsh. Communication is pretty harsh and abrupt. But it needed to happen. I'm trying to understand this Three of Cups here. Why is that there? Okay. Alright, so I just feel like somebody you were committed to, some sort of soulmate connection. Now understand, a soulmate does not have to be a lover. A soulmate could be a teacher, a boss, a sibling, a parent, a child. It can be anything. And I really feel like it was just too much weight to carry with that relationship. And so you may have come in, maybe in a not so fair way, and cut that off. Or somebody did this to you. Okay, so now this is making sense. So wherever it was that you were building, this relationship that you were building on, that came to an end. That cycle ended. And communication came in really fast. And the way that it came in was probably, could have been done in a better way. Okay? But your main energy was to transform. You knew that this was going to take a lot of work, this inner strength to do this. But there's this warrior spirit, okay? But standing strong in the meantime. And then the tower comes. You know, the tower comes. And I feel like this is where that quicksand comes in. Because you're like, oh my God, like, maybe questioning yourself now. Got 1,000,001 questions going through your head. But still, there's this strength. Like, you almost know that you made the right choice. And so, you're standing strong in this. And, whatever it is that you ended, you have no interest on rebuilding. None. Absolutely none. Zero. Or, you're trying to figure out a solution to make it better. With the Temperance, some of you have no interest. Some of you want to make it better. Some of you are trying to figure out a solution. But the majority of you will have it figured out by the end of May, because we have the Ten of Pentacles here. This is stability. You're going to figure it out. This needed to happen. And I feel like maybe you were enabling somebody, or somebody was enabling you, and it needed to end. I feel like this one's kind of tough, Aquarius. Let me see, Ten of Pentacles here. Ten of Swords. Oh, yeah, something painful came to an end. But it needed to, in order for you to feel stable and able to move forward. Seven of Cups. Maybe you're wondering if you made the right choice. And the Five of Swords. Yeah. You know, this was a decision. It wasn't an easy decision to make, okay? But some of you may be struggling at the end of the month, for some of you. Others of you are gonna feel the stability because you needed to end something. I feel like I'm talking to two different groups of Aquarius. Some of you had to bring something to an end because it wasn't working, and your stability, like you weren't grounded, you know? It's like the earth was just kind of teeter-tottering. You're like, I can't even stand solid on the ground because this person keeps shaking my world. And then others of you caused this, and the ones that caused this, it's just, it doesn't feel like, I mean, you're staying strong with the Strength card. There's this like reserve tank that you're using to stay strong, but this is so uncomfortable, Aquarius. Whatever this is, it's really uncomfortable. Yeah, Judgment. Oh boy. You know, Saturn is here, okay? Saturn will be here. And I really feel like for some of you, the chickens are coming home to roost. Again, this, I said this in an Aquarius video, I think maybe in 2017 at some point. And I'm feeling this again, like it's coming back around. And I feel like whatever wasn't cleared up then has to be faced now. And I would bet that this is a very, very similar scenario from 2017, because it feels the same. It feels the same. So whatever lessons weren't learned back then, they're coming back around for a reevaluation. And this time, it's not going to be as easy as it was the first time. And this is why it's so difficult to get through this. But let me get some advice. Moving on. Yeah, you got to walk away. Take the lead. Yeah, it's time for you to be in charge of your own life in challenging times, and here it comes. It's going to be tough, Aquarius, for sure. Rest and reconsider. Yeah. So if you're planning on doing anything that's, it's like the Five of Swords here. You know, this is that selfish victory, you know. This is people who come in and just chop people down regardless of how they're going to, you know, just take other people's dignity. That's what this is. And this is where that Judgment's coming in, especially with Saturn coming, going retrograde. If you are on the receiving end of this, the person who's causing this in your life, they won't get away with it. If you are the one that's causing this, brace yourself, okay? Because it's going to be painful. So, Aquarius, I hope, for the sake of you, for the sake of this reading, I'm hoping that you are not the guilty party, okay? And I'm sorry about the message, and I'm sorry that this is so heavy, but that's how I feel it. And it's not necessarily easy for me to deliver messages like that, but it's, you know, it's an honest way of delivering the message. So If this does not resonate, please check your rising and your moon sign. Do not bank on this. Do not search for the problem. If there isn't a problem in your life, then leave it be. It's not meant for you. Don't search for the problem. This particular reading will most certainly resonate with the person or people who they don't even have to think about it. They'll know automatically what the reading is about. So if that's not you, it's not for you, I promise, okay? So until next month, Aquarius, take really good care, and I got my fingers crossed for all of you. This one's heavy. All right.